If you've ever felt like you're doing everything you've been told to do as a singer, you're practicing, you're thinking about support, you're trying to relax, you're watching videos, and your voice still feels inconsistent, strained, or unpredictable, I want to say this very clearly right from the start. Barring any diagnosable pathology you might be dealing with, your voice is not intrinsically broken. Most singers I work with are not lacking effort or discipline. They are lacking a framework. They've been given a lot of disconnected advice. You get tips, certain sensations to aim for, certain images that may or may not make sense to you, but no clear way to understand how the voice actually works as a system. And without that, it's very easy to feel like you're guessing, sort of throwing vocal spaghetti at the wall, or worse, you turn the frustration in on yourself and begin to blame yourself. And that's not a good spiral. So in this video, I want to give you a different way to think about your voice, one that replaces confusion with clarity and replaces effort with efficiency, balance, and understanding. And hey there, if you're new here, my name's Dan Calloway. I teach musical theater voice and vocal pedagogy at Boston Conservatory at Berklee. More than 25 years kicking around on equity stages, more than 15 years helping singers get to work on Broadway national tours in the regions and around the world. I'm very glad you're here with me today. Your voice is not one mysterious thing that either works or doesn't. It is a set of systems that are always inextricably working together. When something feels off in your singing, it's almost never just your breath or just your throat, just your tension, whatever we may blame it on. It's usually a relationship between systems. Sometimes I like to think about it kind of like a metro map or a subway system. So you've got all these different lines. You've got your body, your alignment, you've got your breath, you've got how your vocal folds vibrate, you've got how your vocal tract shapes sound, you've got how you articulate language, and then you've got the artistry that runs through all of it, basically wraps it all up. Maybe the artistry is the tunnel. And just like a real metro system or train system, nothing lives in isolation. If one line changes, other lines respond. So if you change how your vocal folds vibrate, your breath responds. If you change the shape of your vocal tract, your vocal folds respond. So that's why so many singers get stuck trying to fix the wrong thing. They're pulling one lever when a different system is actually perhaps asking for attention. Once you can see and become aware of the overall system, singing really does get much simpler. Not because singing is necessarily easy. I've definitely struggled through a lot of processing and layering things into my nervous system, but it can become clear. It can become a lot clearer. So let's do something very simple together, not to fix anything, but just to orient yourself inside your instrument. This is going to give you kind of a compass. You can do this standing or sitting. I want you to bring your attention down to your feet. Feel your toes, the arches of your feet, your heels. Notice the floor or the chair holding you up. Now slowly bring your awareness up your body, through your legs, into the pelvic bowl. Notice your rib cage moving or not moving as you breathe. Notice your shoulders down through your arms, all the way down through the fingers, back up through your neck, into your jaw, your tongue, up into the nose, the eyes, the ears, the brain, the skull. Don't change anything, just notice. So already you're doing something really important. You're treating your voice as a whole body system, not just something that lives in your throat. It is part of a whole system, a whole energetic system. That awareness alone can really change how the voice responds. Just notice how quickly you can scan through and become aware of the body. That's a huge step in growth as a singer, to have curious and conscious awareness of the body system. Now let's add a tiny experiment to that. Take a comfortable hum or sound, nothing loud. First try it with very little vocal fold contact, almost breathy. Then try that again with a bit more clarity and connection, not pressed, just kind of present. So what happens to your breath when you do that? A breathy one, and then a little more connected, buzzy one. What happened to your ribs? What happens to your neck? What happens to your jaw? You didn't try to change your breath. It responds automatically to how sound is being made. So this is what I mean by systems working together. When you understand that relationship, you stop forcing solutions and you start choosing effective ones because you're understanding how systems operate together. Again, just feel that with breath. If you really press on it, notice what happens to your breath, what happens to the torso, what happens to the other systems of the voice, just on a little hum. And here's a question you can carry with you. When something feels hard, which system might be asking for attention right now? When something feels hard, which system might be asking for attention right now? Not what am I doing wrong, but where is this happening in the system? That one little shift of focus can really change how you practice. If this way of thinking you're finding helpful, if it's lighting up a light bulb for you, I have a free voice map system overview that I use with my students all the time. It shows all of these systems in one picture, and it also gives you links to deep dive videos for each system. So you're not guessing, which lever to pull. You can grab that through the link below. It is free. It'll also put you on my email list where I share longer form teaching and reflections with you. The goal here is not to fix everything at once. Singing doesn't improve through force. It improves through understanding, curiosity, and small experiments. So often one small adjustment in one system creates a cascade of ease elsewhere, which is really terrific news. That's why I like frameworks a lot more than, say, rules. Frameworks help us to think. Rules basically just tell us what to do, and we might not know what that rule is for or what it's connected to. A framework gives me relationship. A framework gives me orientation. So if you've been feeling stuck or confused, I hope this gives you a little relief. There are answers, and you don't have to figure them all out at once. If you have questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I read them all. I love to respond to your questions, and they often shape future videos. And if you want the map that ties all of this together, you'll find that in the link below. So go be curious. Check into those systems: body, breath, vibration, tract shape, articulation, artistry. And remember, there is only one you, and somebody would love to hear the story only you can sing. Love much. Now go sing.